I first met Eloise P. Litz as she was answering the telephones during our last pledge drive, and it didn't take long for me to realize there was something special about her. Probably the most striking thing you realize when you first meet Mrs. Litz is that she's 90 years old. She'll tell you that. If she didn't, you would know it.
I was a music teacher for 30 years, and I've been a motivating speaker for 20 years. I was with AT&T and spoke to 9 states. I've been in all those 9 states 2 and 3 times, except South Carolina. They never asked me. I still do motivational speeches, and we're going to soar like an eagle.
Mrs. Litz says she loves life, and that's pretty evident.
And I love to live and drink of life's fullness, take all it can give. And then we sing zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo-dah. Sunshine is in my path all the time. And then I look at someone and I say, he looks at me like I'm a psychoceramic. You know what a psychoceramic is? It's Latin for crackpot. My grandson said one day, Grandmother, do you want to be cremated when you die? I said, I don't know, surprise me.
She says there are 4 kinds of clowns.
There are theological clowns, theatrical clowns, philosophical clowns, and literary clowns. I think I'm a philosophical clown. I tell people all the time, truth is elusive. Help me seek the truth, but spare me the company of those who found it. We love life. Life gives us so many opportunities to minister to other people. Our relationships in life are very important. And I always recommend that they read Dr. Henry Nouwen's book, Wounded Healer. We take our wounds and heal others.
She says she loves tea parties.
I gave tea parties for my grandchildren and tea parties for the neighbors.
Mrs. Litz says she grew up in such a small town that they taught driver's education and sex education in the same car.
I spoke to the bankers and mortgage people in Franklin, Tennessee, and there was a banker there. It was President of Citizens Bank at Elizabeth in Tennessee, and he said, they still do that, Ms. Litz. But life is wonderful when we glean the best in life, and we have to have that childlike spirit. Are we there yet, Daddy? Hey, are we there yet, Daddy? And adults have to relearn what children accept. They accept everything that comes into their lives. And we have to relearn that. When my husband died in 2009, June the 9th, I went through a period of grief. But after a while, I had joy. If you miss joy, C.S. Lewis says, you miss the reason for your existence. And we don't reach the heights of joy until we experience the depths of sorrow. And life is so wonderful for all of us. You heard about the doctor who went for his annual visit, and he was singing and laughing and just had a wonderful attitude. The doctor said, what happened to you since the last time I saw you? Well, doctor, I followed your advice. What was that? You told me to be cheerful and get a hot mama. I didn't say that. I said, be careful. You have a heart murmur.
She says life is wonderful if we'll just look at it.
There was this woman who looked in the mirror one day, and she just had 3 hairs. She said, oh, I believe I'll braid those 3 hairs. Went out and had a stupendous day. The next day, she looked in the mirror. She only had 2 hairs. Oh, she said, I believe I'll part it down the middle. Oh, she had a grand day. The 3rd day, she only had 1 hair. She said, I believe I'll make a ponytail. Oh, she had a stupendous day. The next day, she was bald. Now, this doesn't bother men, but it bothers a woman usually to become bald. But this lady, her attitude was her altitude. She said, oh, now I won't have to style my hair anymore. Life is so wonderful. All we have to do is say, love, joy, and happiness is what I seek in life. And I seek the best that life has to offer.
She's now a widow, but was married for almost 64 years of her life.
We learn to love, honor, and negotiate. When he was 73, he had his aortic valve replaced with a bovine. He said every time he passed a cow, it mooed. He had such a capacity for laughter, too. And then 6 weeks later, he had 20 inches of his colon removed. I called him my semicolon. I wish I could have him back, but I wouldn't have him back in all of his pain. The last thing he said to me, honey, I love you, but I can't breathe. Call the doctor. and I knew that he was gone.
She says part of her died with him.
But his joy, his capacity for living, and his capacity for laughter will be with me always. Laughter is the hand of the divine on a troubled world. It's also the wine of our soul, and we are blessed to be a blessing to someone else.
Mrs. Litz also has an unusual view on her death one day.
I know I'm going to die. I just don't want to be there when it happens. I don't want on my epitaph, I expected this. I came into this world without being consulted, and I'm leaving without my consent. Woody Allen said, I know I'm going to die. I just don't want to be there when it happens. And I don't think we are.
She says relationships are all we have in this life.
So enjoy your life. Enjoy. Laugh, learn, and love. Those are the three most important things in life. Laughter, loving, and learning. Since my husband died, I've made a motto. Live as if it's your last day and learn as if you live forever. I read 2 books every week. Just finished The Help and Hotel Corner of Bitter and Sweet. I read Bill Gates' book, Showing Up for Life. So we have to learn to live forever. And I'm living and loving and learning, and I hope you are too.
For Around and About, I'm Julie Steele.